pre-purchase Dragonflight. The Dragonflights of Azeroth will soon return, called upon to defend their ancestral home, the Dragon Isles. Harness the power of the Dragonflights in 2022 and get the Drax pet along with a horde of goodies with your pre-purchase of the epic edition of Dragonflight. Dragonflight's going to be releasing this year. It's time for us to talk about it. Once again, very much like my Diablo video, I realized that I'm a little bit late in this particular topic. This is going to be something that me and Akalon will most likely be talking about in the upcoming podcast. But I wanted to give you guys a couple of thoughts in regards to this because there are some things that I'm considering that could potentially mean that, hey, maybe this is not doom and gloom. And people are like, oh my God, Rurikhan, Zion, Copium, and Hopium, and all that bullshit. Oh my God. And to be quite frank, I'm not because look, from the very beginning, I've always said I am going to play Dragonflight because I want to be able to criticize it properly. I want to be able to talk about it and make videos about it because these are franchises, namely like, StarCraft, World of Warcraft, friggin' Diablo. These are franchises that I'm passionate about, and these are franchises that I'm going to want to talk about, right? And in order to talk about them, if you don't play them, you can't talk about them. You can talk about them, but how seriously can you really take someone's opinion if they haven't really experienced the game for themselves? That's the reason why I played, it's not the reason why I played Shadowlands. I played Shadowlands because I was hoping that I was going to get something good out of it, but that's the reason why I'm able to talk about the down parts, the bad parts of Shadowlands. Even though I didn't play all of it, I played a significant portion of it, right? But so what do I think about Dragonflight releasing this year? For starters, and I think that this should be something that people should be aware of, but in 2022, people are still just like, oh my God, I'm going to pre-purchase right now, dude. I can't friggin' wait, dude. Oh yeah, the Epic Edition, which is already pre-selected for me. I can pre-purchase it and gift it. Blah, blah, blah. You should never pre-purchase something like this. You should not pre-order this video game. That is a mistake. That is you basically telling Blizzard that you are okay with everything that they've done to this franchise up until this point, and you're ready to line up to pay for it. Like I will be buying the game much closer to release when, the pre-order money is going to be like kind of meaningless because people are going to be buying the damn shit in droves. Let's be completely honest. This is the player base that they have fomented. As you guys are most likely already aware, right? This is the player base that they've built. Like, unfortunately, World of Warcraft fans, even myself to an extent, we have an ungodly attachment to this franchise, and people are willing to deal with a lot of bullshit. Now, like I said, if I was looking at this from just a consumer standpoint, I would actually not buy it and most likely not play it. But as someone who intends to criticize the franchise until hopefully, and this is me like filling up my hopium tanks, until hopefully one day Blizzard actually does a 180 and starts treating this franchise with the respect that it deserves, I will keep reporting on this so that you don't have to do it yourself. But, anyway, let's get back to it. I don't think that this is going to be a good game. I've made that point multiple times. I think that it is too soon for Blizzard to just like, oh no, we realize the error of our ways, we're going to be fixing it. But at the end of the day, why would they be so brazen as to just say we're releasing it this year? Isn't that kind of weird? Because let's take a look at, if you think about any Blizzard release over the last couple of years, you have like one good release, and even that release had a bunch of server problems, and that is Diablo 2 Remastered, and that is not a new game. That is a remaster of a beloved franchise by its fans, which was obvious that people were going to buy it no matter what, right? At least that's the way that I look at it. I think it was pretty obvious that people were going to buy Diablo 2 Remastered, no matter what they did. Now, you keep looking, and it's like, okay, Overwatch 2 has been delayed. It seems to be going through some development hell. It's not going to be free to play. It's got all these problems, right? BFA was a turd. Shadowlands was another turd. And it's like, are Blizzard just just actually just cashing out. Because that's one of the two options. Either they are cashing out, and Dragonflight's just like another step in them cashing out. Or they've been through hell and back with this, with this harassment lawsuit and all of that stuff that's been going on. And somehow they're coming out on the other end a better company. Could that potentially be the case? And again, this is like opium, copium, call it whatever you want. I don't necessarily expect this to be a good expansion like I told you. And I most definitely do not recommend that people pre-order it. Like I said, as a matter of fact, I would kindly request that you don't pre-order it. Like if you are going to buy it, for starters, you should only buy it after reviews, personally. But if you're already like dead set, at least buy it after it releases, or shortly before pre-orders go away, because you want to get the bonuses of whatever the crap. And people are going to be like, Rurikhan, don't tell me how to spend my money. And I'm just like, sure, motherfucker, you want to keep financing Bobby Kotick's next yacht? Go ahead and do it. That motherfucker's already set to be another year in Blizzard. Bobby Kotick, that everybody was like, oh yeah, Bobby's gonna be gone, dude. It's all gonna be good and gravy and blah, blah, blah. No, he's staying for another year. Where do you think your pre-order money is going? To the developers that are slaving away working in this shit? You think they're gonna see a fucking dime? You think they're finally gonna be able to afford money in the company's cafeteria? You think they're not going to be skipping meals and living in like rooms that were designed for 3 people and there's fucking 8 people living there? You think that's going to change? Dude, I got a bridge to sell you if you believe that shit, dude. I got a bridge. It's the Brooklyn Bridge. I can sell it to you, bro. Like, listen, it's like $100 a year. Oh, you want to buy it all in one go? You can give me like $500,000. That sounds good? Good. I'll write up the contract. It's like, come on. Actually think about who is benefiting from you buying this shit. That's what you need to consider from you pre-ordering this game. Who's benefiting from it? Of course it's Bobby. Like, what do you get out of it? Some fucking bullshit pixels and exclusive items that they've made for this shit? Like, what do we actually get out of it? Drax pet, a fucking pet that you're not going to give 2 shits about because it's whatever. An all new okay, this is actual game feature, so every edition gets this. Dragonflight level character boost, level 60. Why the fuck do you want a character boost? Whatever. Tangled Dreamweaver flying mount. A stupid store mount. A garbage store mount. Okay, sure. Merkstrasse pet. Another garbage pet. Time Walker's Hearthstone effect. Okay, so an extra Hearthstone. Diadem of the Spellkeeper head slot transmog. A transmog you're probably never going to fucking use. Wings of the Awakening. Oh, I've seen these wings. These are fucking ugly. I hate wings in these games to begin with on my goddamn character. Why the fuck would you want to have like a character that's got wings? Like, that's weird. Unless you're playing an evoker, I guess. Whatever. And 30 days of game time. Oh, man. It looks like fucking 800% value to me. I mean, come on, dude. Anyways, besides the pre-ordering part, the one thing that I was thinking, right? There's the 2 scenarios. There's the 2 potential scenarios here. And that is that they're just cashing out, which that seems to be the most likely scenario. Feels like Blizzard's been cashing out on World of Warcraft pretty much since fucking Cataclysm, because it saw a massive drop, and ever since then, Blizzard's just like, hey man, just bump something out there that can keep us making money. And them releasing the game this early definitely feels like that as a scenario. It is the whole manage decline thing that people talk about, how the game is in a managed decline. It keeps going down, and they keep milking the few people that are still playing the game because that they know that the people that are still playing the game are so deeply invested. Like most of the people playing World of Warcraft right now, well, maybe not right now because there's been the 9.2 or 9.25 patch or whatever, and that's brought a little bit of new content. But most of the people who are playing this game during the big lull of Shadowlands, like, those are lifers. Y'all are fucking lifers. You're going to play this game no matter what. If Blizzard force feeds you a shit sandwich, you'll eat it and ask for seconds. It's that simple. And that is Blizzard basically, hey man, let's just keep milking these fucking people until they stop giving us money. So that's scenario number 1, which I think is the most likely one. But for those of you who dare to have any bit of hope, you could think up scenario number 2, which is like, how are they able to release the game this fast? Now, when they came up with the big info dump and the interviews and all of that stuff, Ian Azacostas said the game was much further along in development than most people thought. He said the game was well off in development, and they did show most of the areas and stuff like that. So it is plausible that from a content standpoint, the game might be, much more developed than we predicted. I don't know how Blizzard's pipeline works. Who the hell knows? The one thing that makes me be very suspicious of that is that while the whole harassment lawsuit and stuff was going on, multiple people were saying multiple times that they weren't even working on the game because the sentiment was just wrong. The team morale was completely shot to shit, and people just weren't developing the game at all, which again leads us to point more towards scenario number 1. But now let's think a little bit about a couple of the core features of Dragonflight. One of the core features of Dragonflight is that it is not going to have a borrowed power system. It is going to have talent trees, which technically speaking, you could almost consider these talent trees to be the borrowed power system of Dragonflight. I mean, sure, maybe they'll feature whatever the next expansion happens to be, and maybe 2 or 3 expansions down the line, but eventually these talent trees are going to get too bloated for their own good, and they're probably going to replace them with something else, or maybe they'll come up with a different system or whatever. But for now, these talent trees definitely feel almost classical in a way, which is something that they did for like 3 expansions before they started, doing all of the other bullshit systems that they were putting on top of the game, right? So when you think about it like that, how long do you think it takes to plan out something like the artifact power of Legion's artifact weapons? How long do you think it takes to plan out all of the different effects that each of the weapons for each of the specs is going to have? How long do you figure that it takes to plan that out? How long do you think it takes to plan out like the Azerite system that we had in Battle for Azeroth, right? When you think about that, how long do all of these things take to actually plan out and execute? How long does it take to plan out the 4 different covenant systems and the power of those covenant systems and all of that stuff for Shadowlands? How long does it take to plan out the fucking, what was it called? The stupid slot things that you had in the mid-tier rate on the 9.1 patch or whatever. I forget what they were called. The domination sockets and gems of domination, all of this. How long do you think that takes to plan out, right? That's the thing that you start thinking about. How long does it take them to actually develop these systems? And what does a game look like where they don't have to think about these systems and they just have to think about content, actually creating assets? Because if you think about it, I think most people that have played World of Warcraft will agree that the most talented and the most talented department in Blizzard is without a doubt the art department, right? I think we can all agree on that. They're the most talented people in there. We make the joke all the time that they're carrying the whole goddamn studio on their back because World of Warcraft's art looks amazing. And this is my opinion. I know that some people find it too cartoony or whatever. I personally always enjoyed the art of World of Warcraft. And if that's the focus, right? Because that, like I just said, that department is one of the most talented departments in the company. So if that's the main focus, just developing content, and you don't have to worry nearly as much about the systems and stuff. It's just like, hey, people are going to level up 10 levels, whatever. We're going to have these talent trees. They're going to influence those passively somehow, whatever. Make stuff work. Try to balance it somewhat, which I already know that warriors are going to suck ass because that's just the way that these things go. Protection warriors always suck ass at the start of every fucking expansion because it's by design at this point. We've been paying taxes ever since fucking vanilla, but let's not turn this into a warrior rant. But the point of it is, could it be that without having all of those stupid, bullshit, annoying engagement systems, right? Could it be that they just, hey, we don't have to do those, so we can just focus all of our efforts in making content? And could it be that allowed them to just be able to, what the hell? Sorry, my phone started spazzing out. Could it be that just allowed them to actually just develop the expansion faster? So those are the 2 scenarios. What do you think is happening? What do you think is happening right now? Do you think that it is scenario number 1 or scenario number 2? Do you think that the game has been in a managed decline? Do you think that Blizzard is just basically milking out the remainder of the whales? Or do you think that we could potentially be seeing a new Blizzard that is interested in maintaining like their schedules and just being like, no, this is the cadence of patches that we are doing, because we no longer have to work on a different fucking MacGuffin system every goddamn expansion that we work on. We can actually just pump out content. Is that even a possibility? And I know that at the end of the day, everybody's just like considering, oh, Rurikhan, come on, you're actually going to go to bat for Blizzard? I'm not going to bat for Blizzard, right? But one of the things that you need to consider is that old Blizzard had a lot of fucking scumbags on them. Let's just be completely fucking real about this. I've talked about this at length when the initial harassment stuff started coming up. I even, because I was even going on vacation, I still ended up reporting on it and making a couple of videos on it, on the whole Mike Morhaime and, damn it, the name eludes me, friggin' old man in your old man memory, Chris Metzen. Mike Morhaime and Chris Metzen messages being like, oh, we're so sorry for everything that all of these people have been going through. And I said, you fucking knew. You guys fucking knew. Don't fucking tell me you didn't knew, because you did. Because you were clearly in a position to interact with all of these people, and you were watching a lot of this bullshit happening and just letting it happen because you didn't want it to rock the boat, because the boat was smooth sailing, right? Let's just be completely 100% real with that. I was incredibly disappointed when their excuses came out and they didn't take responsibility for all the bullshit. At least be a fucking man and take some fucking accountment, right? Take some account for your actions, for the things that you allow to exist in your company, right? That was very disappointing, ultimately, is what I'm getting at, right? The Mike Morhaime, Chris Metzen situation, and them just like, oh, wasn't us, we're not working there anymore. Jalen Brack actually being put to the fucking chopping block. Maybe he deserved it too. I don't know, and I don't care. But the point being is, the Blizzard of old has done amazing work. There's no doubt there, right? Even the music that you're watching right now, I love listening to this music to this day. This is StarCraft music. It's a Terran theme. And I fucking love it. I think it's an amazing track. And it's just one of the many things that you can admire about it. The StarCraft art style, the World of Warcraft art style, the Diablo art style. I mean, Diablo 2, still one of my favorite games of all time, right? It's like you look at the amazing things they've done, but clearly there were problems in their team because they allowed these people to predate on the other people in the team. One of the things I think is that at this point, Blizzard is a little bit cleaner than when it was back in the day. So maybe people are finally getting some better working conditions. Hopefully, one can hope. But, at the end of the day, we're only going to know when the game actually comes out and I get my hands on it and I play it and I give it a fair shake like I've done ever since I started coming back for expansions in BFA, because I've been on a long hiatus. And again, I don't plan on I'm going to give it my all and go raid and do all... I ain't doing that. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to check it out. I'm going to see what it's all about. And I will be reporting back to you. But could it be that they're actually doing the right thing? Or could it be that they're actually just milking the remaining few people that are in there? Could it be that they actually don't deserve any of this? Who the fuck knows, dude? Who the fuck knows? But at the end of the day, my recommendation stays the same. Don't buy it. Don't do anything unless you're a content creator and you're going to buy it to check it out, to report for people and stuff like that. But if you are a consumer, my recommendation is don't buy it. And like I said, if I was just a consumer, if I wasn't creating content, I wouldn't buy it. 100%. And definitely, when I do buy it, it's going to be like the fucking base edition. You're not going to see me riding around, oh, it's a fucking Stormbound Green Drake. I'm sorry. No, none of that. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. What do you guys think? Scenario number 1, scenario number 2. Somebody's going to go in the comments. Scenario number 3, I fucking hate them all. Something like that. Which I can't blame you. Yes, I agree. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay strong. Stay safe. Peace out.